Hello, everyone! Welcome back! We hope you are here and ready to join us. It is Saturday night. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. It is time for a song of Agapia's fortune. You know when you have the moment and you're like, did I say Saturday or Sunday? No, I actually said Saturday. It is indeed a Saturday night. Uh, Time for some high-level D&D fun and shenaniganry. Also drama, greatness, all of these good things. Um, who we're gonna go around, let everybody introduce themselves, give you that brief moment of, and let them all answer this question. How are they feeling going into this fight that's about to start? So we should start with directly next to me on the overlay with Pope. How are you doing, Pope? How's life for you?
Hey everybody, Pope here. Doing all right. But Bandibus is in a bit of a pickle. Feeling more warlockish than a wizard. It's like I've got 3 spell slots and a cantrip that I can spam. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, it'll be very interesting. I can't wait to find out. It'll be great, I'm sure. Hey, Tall Squall, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. Looking forward to how this goes tonight. Oh, no problem at all. Thorn is, got what he came for and's getting the heck out of Dodge. So, I got 2 spell slots and the Smiteless Paladin right now. So, woohoo! Yeah, let's go.
Ooh, fun things indeed. That leaves us down to Lynn. Hello, Lynn. How are you feeling? How's life going for you?
Oh, doing good. I'm so happy to get. I've been waiting all week to get back to see what this is gonna end up being like, and how scary this should be. Theo has no idea. Theo's. I'm playing Fiorella Bellamber, the glamour bard, and yeah, she has no idea what's happening. This party has been pretty good despite the damage you said. Expensive dress, but it's not a boring party. That's at least something.
It's not a boring party. That is indeed true. That leaves over. You'll notice that we are short a bard tonight. Hannah is working. Go get him, Hannah. She's got a thing that she's at, but that jumps over to PB. Hello, PB. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. I am excited. Um, yeah, I'm just excited. I'm ready to try to kick some butt.
Ready to try and kick some butt indeed. This leads to the next question of how ready is our other possible individual who can cast fist very well with uh hey Chris, how are you? How's life?
Well, life is life. It does life things. And just like that, your Javi's in the middle of a circumstance where there's death doing death things and life doing life things, and just knows that there's some sort of problem and assumes it's probably undead still, and so has steeled themselves to deal with the um, minions from beyond that should have stayed gone.
From the minion, that is a good way to phrase it. Um so you will all notice, my fine individuals, that you are now. Oh, no, wait, you don't see it yet. You are now on a map. And I feel like a musical change is important here. Yes, a musical change would be important here. So I need each of you to... You are now, according to this map, where you all were going to come in. You'll notice at the south of the map, by the way, this map should be to scale. And, ooh, look, people are already giving you luck. I left the 3 from the end of last session because I'm a kind and wonderful benevolent GM, because, you know, you might need another one.
Thank you, chat.
You might need those. Just saying. At the southern portion of the map, you have the door where first Tibian, then Javi directly behind, then Fio behind that, will be able to pop in. But I need each and every one of you to roll me some initiative, please. Alrighty, let's go. Let's get this party started.
Please. Okay.
Oh yes. Yes, I did. All right. So, I didn't put a turn order up because I'm smart like that. So, we start, let's see, who have we got? Ooh, Thorn! Thorn, you get to go, oh no, PB. Tibian.
That fits.
Tibian.
Yeah.
Then Thorn, if I can spell correctly. Then our dear Duchess. Sandrine, if I can spell. Then I believe it goes to Bandibris. And then, Avi. And then last but certainly never least, Theo.
Theo likes being
Theo.
fashionably late.
Yeah, this is the same. This is the same spot she was in for the rival in the coronation. That makes sense. Oh God.
But hold on, I'm gonna clear all the list because it wanted to give me the list from last time. Okay. Sorry, guys. It wanted to be a little PB. But PB, what are we doing? What's Tibian doing?
So I bust into this room. I see that's Thorn straight ahead of me. And who's right next to Thorn?
I
Thorn.
look like a guard. Just a reminder.
The right next to you is the Duchess Sandrine.
That's Angie. I just saw them do.
You literally just saw them appear right next to Thorn and reach out to try and grab something that Thorn is holding.
Okay.
Because of the way the door is, you wouldn't have seen what she just did previously.
Unless you have magical sight. I mean, it's a level 1 disguise self, so.
And Bandibris is glowering at the situation, so.
Yeah.
And the guards next to Bandibris and Malik are all prone on the ground.
Oh.
You can now see that from where you are at the door. There are a bunch of nobles to one end of the hallway, and there are 2 guards with crossed pikes standing guard at the west side over door. And towards you to the north, there's a very large fireplace, which is lit.
Oh.
Trying to recall, I just can't remember when it was cast. Doesn't she have chill touch on her, and does that last through the end of her turn or through the end of Banderbruss's turn?
Ray of Frost.
I'm sorry, Ray of Frost.
Goes to the start of mine. It
Okay.
lasts.
Mhm.
So she, I don't know whether it's visible, whether you have that be a visible clue that she's got icicles on her or whatever.
Yeah, she looks a little frosty. She's a little damp because, But she did just appear next to Thor, well, this guard who you don't know, but is
Okay,
reaching out
yeah.
to grab, and you can see Malik on the floor and 3 other guards on the floor.
All right, I will bust into this room and I'll run in about halfway between both the groups. And I am gonna just like adrenaline fueled, just like a bigger yell, like, okay, who am I fighting? Who am I hitting?
Points at the lady grabbing at the keys.
Thorn points as well.
As you're just like playing keep away.
Here's the thing. Banderbruss's point doesn't count because we're now in initiative order, so you are further down in the initiative, but I'll let Thorn's pointing count because Thorn is next in the initiative.
Okay. And just from what I know, we don't know anything about Sandrine, right? Like for the
Nope.
most part, she's just supposed to be
Noble.
just the new wife.
Yeah,
Nothing
she's-
special about her, supposedly, right?
Not anything you know about her whatsoever.
Mhm.
All right. We're gonna take the 50-50 chance, I guess. Considering that Banderbruss doesn't strike me as the type of person to just smack someone to the ground. So I'm just gonna start winding the Riptide, and I'm gonna make an attack at Sandrine. Yeah, I'm within 15.
Yeah, you are just within 15. Yep.
Yes, I just need to hit this. No, I don't know any. Oh, okay. 30.
Yeah, 30's gonna hit.
Hey, we dispelled a 7th level and the 8th level, something crazy off of her.
Not her,
True.
her husband.
Oh, yes, you are correct.
For 10
That
legend.
will hit for 10. And I will make the grapple check on this one.
Okay, so what is it? It's
It's athletics.
Ooh, fun facts. She has a thing, which will make her slightly better because otherwise life sucks, but
Doesn't beat the 20.
She has
by
advantage.
Yeah.
But the 15 still doesn't beat 20. But she is now grappled.
Yeah, I'm gonna grapple, and I am going to run. I don't know anything about the situation except that she just popped up next to
A guard.
next to just a random guard and trying to grab something off of them. And at this point, and this can mean anything. All I know is that I'm pissed because I don't know where my poulter is. Okay, so I'm gonna go up, and I'm going to with my extra attack, I'm gonna make an unarmed strike with the hand that's not holding my Riptide.
Wait, hold on.
And
1, 2, 3. Okay, you have just enough movement. Well, never mind. You have a crazy amount.
And so I am gonna go for an unarmed with an attempt at a stunning strike with it. I have unarmored? I did. 14.
14 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. That's my extra attack. I just did this, so that's these attacks. So I still have my bonus action.
You do have a bonus action.
So my bonus action, I'm like reading this in my mind like one of those like little tree charts, just being like, okay, if I've done this, can I do this now? Can I do this now? Based off of this, I'm gonna use a key point to try flurry of blows on this person. No, I'm not, because I don't know if this is a bad person or not, and I wish I did, but I don't, and I don't want to just like piss off nobility if I don't have to. But since they didn't really go down with the 10, one would assume that, hey, maybe they're a little stronger than they look, but I don't know. They're grappled, and I'm trying to stun them. That's all I could do. For my bonus attack action, I'm just gonna is it just disengage? Is that all I can do with that bonus?
Well, you can spend a key point to dodge.
Dodge. Yes. Yeah, so I'll use my key point as my bonus action to dodge. And that'll be my turn until I figure out what the fuck is going on.
All right then, Thorn. You're still dressed as this guard. This woman, beautiful, young, attractive, kind of pissed right now, has just been grappled by this rope, but she's been reaching out for this set of the chatelaine keys that you grabbed off of her, and she's right up in your business.
What does the riptide look like? I mean, is it obvious that she is now like wrapped in something? I don't think I've heard a description of your weapon.
So, riptide is a very beautifully woven rope made out of, I'm very quickly going around to try and find the description for it. It is woven from sea grasses from Sakel. At the very end, there's a large droplet that looks like a droplet of water, but it is very clearly very heavy because that is what I used to strike them. So yes, you could see the rope tied around Sadrine very tightly.
Okay. Sorry, just doing a measurement. It's 35 feet down through the door. And then, okay. So, Thorn, in an abundance of caution, having seen what this person will do, instead of doing a move, double move, dash, is going to do a disengage double move to move 60 feet, so 30 feet through the door. And once through the door, I don't think this is the ballroom through the door. It's like a hallway.
No, it's a hallway. There is a hallway that opens out into, there's a long hallway. I'll just give it to you because it's...
Yeah, is it a hallway running horizontally or vertically?
Vertically, okay. And then there's another hallway that runs this way.
Got it. So...
And there's a number of rooms off of both of those halls. These are not to scale, but they give...
Yeah. So it looks like it's 35 feet to get me to, disengage, 35 feet to get me to there. And then very intentionally getting myself out of, as best as I can, out of eye line. And then I've got 25 feet there to be my total 60 feet. So basically running along the wall. I mean, I guess the question would be, I don't want to, is there a door or something? Is it obvious there's a hall, or would I have come up that hall to get to this place?
You would have come up this hall to come back to get to this, into this room. There's a number, there aren't really rooms along this hall that you just came out of. There are a number, but when you get to the T intersection at the bottom end of this hall, which isn't very far from where you are now, that there's another hallway that goes east-west, and there are a number of small rooms that are off of that, but they all open out into either the courtyards or the ballroom itself.
Running by, seeing two, let me think. Okay, I definitely would recognize Theo, not necessarily as an adventurer, but as someone important who was introduced, because she came in with Schmo. And I would I Javi is in full like death cleric-ish stuff, right?
Yeah, he's
looking like a high-level adventurer. I guess that's the real question.
Looks like probably, well, a mix between, because he's a traveling priest, so a lot of his clothing looks travel ready, but he's in more fancy regalia, shall we say, and his holy symbol is clearly out and on display.
Gotcha. As I run by, then I being a guard, go, Sandrine's been possessed by a demon. I'm going to go get Agnar. Don't let her escape as I run by.
Very good, very good. Just for our involvement, could you roll a persuasion or intimidate, your choice? Just so you know.
Oh, yes.
Just, you know,
Persuasion?
how persuasive can you be that?
That's a natural
Very.
20.
There you
Oh.
go. Crit for a 30. Very nice. Very nice. Well, it's now Sandrine's turn. She is A, not happy. And B, also not happy. You know, I feel like there's so many people going on. There's things that she wants. There are things that you've taken from her. She's definitely not really in the mood. I feel like she's not in the mood at all for any of your BS. So she's going to turn and look at Tibian, who right now is the person who's holding her in these chains, and then she's going to turn, and she can also see. She see, just out of curiosity.
I think everybody.
Can she see? Oh, she can see
Yeah.
Javi and Theo and Tibian and Bandibers. Cool. So I need Tibian and I need Tibian and Theo to make me wisdom saving throws, please. DC 19.
Is this a spell?
It is.
Hmm.
Is it for frighten?
Nope.
Okay. That's the only thing I had any advantage off of.
Kinda
You said
spelling.
wisdom. Hold on. Let me just see. If what fancy things I have for saving throws.
Check some.
I forgot.
Pio, did I hear you say something?
Counter spell.
Oh, spicy.
You need to roll for it.
Yes. All right. So
yes,
that
buy me
is-
time.
That is spell casting modifier, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just the modifier, not your proficiency.
But I do get to add my first proficiency on
Yeah,
this,
she
so-
does. She's a bard.
Yeah. All right. So
Oh.
so whatever I roll +2.
It's basically just roll a charisma saving throw, effectively for you.
Oh, okay.
It's the same number.
Is okay. Same number. 24.
You will succeed. You will feel this moment of this mind attempting to take yours, to darken yours, where all you could think of is her. And then it's broken and gone.
No, there will be none of that. Can't start
Ah.
with the showstopper, can we?
Oh, but I can. So she's going to then say, fuck all of you, and, cast at, Tibian, right here. I need a strength saving throw.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Sure.
I know. You will fail that one. And you grappled her. She is going to, you see this bolt of lightning come and wrap around you for 21 lightning damage. Actually, she rolled mostly. And you are pulled 5 feet closer. Towards her. Now you are right next. She'll move you right there. You are not grappled, but she did light you up. So you did 21 lightning damage to you. And then that is and what she's going to do at the moment. Excuse me. So that leads us to Bandabris.
Ray of Frost.
Okay.
30.
Yes, that hits. I mean, fine.
22 cold damage.
Nice.
And continued slowed.
All right. You know, she's a little, just a little flushed. It looks like it's a little chilly.
I can do this all day. It's best if you just surrender.
So can I.
We're doing better than you.
Really?
See reason.
I don't think so. Is that your turn, sir?
Yes.
Nice, all but max damage on that, by the way.
Javi, your turn, sir.
Javi steps into the room, assessing what's going on, and has noticed this noble lady running her mouth, as well as what the guard had mentioned about being possessed. And he'll just look at her and go, shh, and cast silence on the floor tile beneath her feet.
Very good. Going to do anything else, sir?
No, I think Javi's going to just be like right inside the doorway and try and get a better understanding of what's going on. And what is available, if it is a possession, as to how to exorcise the demon.
Alrighty. Theo.
All right. Let me just see what that
Did you want to put a circle there, 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius. Sorry.
For silence. So Tibby and everything goes quiet for you.
Yeah, you can't hear anything.
But I've seen Tibian fight. Tibian doesn't need to say anything to be effective, so I wasn't too worried.
There you are.
There we go.
Yes, Tibian doesn't need words to fight.
Feel just float in here. It's like, damn, I do believe you have this under control. Oh, I see. Well then, we will. We'll see how this plays out, and I'll hold an action. So what I want to do is just cast Wall of Force on any exits as they go if they make a run for it.
So you're holding an action to cast Wall of Force on an exit, which is
Yes.
The only exit is the one. There are two exits. The one to the west, with the two guards, and the one to the south that you just came in.
Mm-hmm. They move in a direction. I'll put up a wall.
Cool.
And probably cover both of them. You know what? I'll do that. I'll just cover both of them. One way out.
All right.
Although you probably
Indeedy.
can't hear me. It's unfortunate.
Indeedy. Uh-huh. Tibian.
I'll draw the things on there.
I am now knowing what the fuck is up. I'm gonna say
Oh. Ooh.
then
I forgot
yeah, go for
things.
it.
No, keep going.
No, going. And then I am going to make another attack with the Riptide. Where is it? There it is. 20?
Yes. She's in a very pretty dress. It's a really nice dress. It almost looks better than Fio's. It's not a statement against Fio's, but almost looks better than Fio's because she wasn't fighting a bunch of undead and getting scratched.
True. Unfortunately. That'll hit her for 11. And I will make another return attack with Riptide, again, trying to stun with this.
Okay.
19.
19 will hit.
Nice. So DC save is 16.
For what kind of
Con.
save? Con?
I believe so, yeah.
Cool. With a 20.
Okay, yeah. She'll save that. That's fine. She'll still take 12 damage. And make the grapple check against me. Ooh, 15.
Yeah, and like I said, she would have had advantage on the con save as well, but she doesn't. I didn't roll it just because. She does have advantage, so 15. High goes the defender.
Awesome.
So she is not grappled again. She's not grappled this time.
My attack. My extra attack. And I still have my bonus action. Okay, so for my bonus action, I'm going to use Flurry of Blows and try to hit her twice with an unarmored strike.
Okay,
First attack for 22.
we'll definitely hit.
For 11. And then second attack for 23
Yes.
at 13.
Both of those hit, and she looks... You can now see a little bruising on her face and chest. You can definitely see that she's wearing, you know, like the dress she's trying to move out of the way is getting a little rougher, so it no longer is prettier than Theo's.
They are now
You're-
equally damaged. Thanks.
Yeah. Thorn. Or no, is that
Yep,
your
that's
turn?
my whole turn.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my whole
Thorn.
turn.
So, quick question.
Yep.
Which way is the ballroom? Is
To-
it down the?
to the
is it to take
east.
the left turn?
Yeah, you have to take that
So-
left
so
turn and
This is this. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that does lead back to the ballroom.
Yep.
So yeah, Thorn is going to do the things that 20. I assume that gets me to the door.
yeah, that gets you to the door. Assume that the door is in the center.
Yeah. And then another 70, which I think probably takes me off the map, but
Yeah, it takes you
all
off
the way
the
to the end. Yeah. Heading toward the ballroom.
She is not happy. She is very not happy. What she wants isn't here, and you keep getting in her way. All of you. Just keep getting in her way. So. She looks at Tibian, looks at Theo, looks at Javi. Oh yes. I need Tibian, Javi, Theo, Bandabris. All of the guards are going to roll a strength saving throw, please.
Question real
Wait,
quick.
silence is going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Silence, it doesn't.
Oh,
No verbal component. Okay.
Or there are other reasons. But the silence is not affecting her.
Strength saving throw.
I'm going to use a key point to try and reroll that.
Okay.
17.
17.
That's about as good.
The target number was 19. So Tibian fails, Theo fails, Vanderbrist fails, Javi fails. All of you are pulled into this space right here, where she was. And that's the important word, where she was, as she is now down the hole, away from all of you. And you all take... Sorry, I need this. Ooh, yes. $20 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're all knocked prone. But I believe Tibian has something to try and deal with the prone aspect.
Yes. I will use that key point to immediately get up. And yeah. And that moving you 5 feet is just the 5 feet for standing up, right? That's the penalty usually?
That's the you're, instead of, for you, because of your subclass, instead of having to spend half your movement, it's only 5 feet of your movement.
Awesome.
Yes, this is not a spell, and it does not provoke an opportunity attack. She's gone.
Well, she's still here though, right?
No, she is out the door, down the hall, and now she actually will spend her movement to run after Thorn.
Quick question.
Yep.
And I don't know enough about Wall of Force, but I think if you teleport through a Wall of Force, there is a roll.
It was the wrong direction. Like,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
She put the Wall of Force trying to funnel her towards Javi and Theo and all of the attackers.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. I was thinking it was over the 2 doors. I
No.
was not thinking.
Oh, I can get rid of those things now. There we go.
I wasn't paying
There
attention.
we go.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is me. I don't often play magic users.
So that leads us to, oh wait. You went how far? You had a 90 additional
90
feet?
total feet, so yeah. So,
Okay, so you still have 20 before you break into the ballroom, which means you're 90 feet from her effect. Well, you were 90 feet at the door is when you turned?
So, no, I was 70 feet at the door.
So you're 70 feet from the door. Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, I was, because I was here. It took me 20 feet to get to the door, and then 70 feet to get to there.
Cool. Which means you're still in her line of sight, and you see she's going to snap her fingers in front of you, and I love this. Something rips open the space in front of you. And all you see is this dark, twisted, green, purple, blue darkness that you feel a bitter cold come around over you. And you hear unknowable whispers rattling through your mind. Oh, there isn't a save. I love this. Oh no, there is you will take 2d6 cold damage right away. 6 damage. She didn't roll well. And I need a dexterity saving throw. As tentacles start to reach through this rip and sphere towards you. because you're in her line of sight and she can do this.
Yeah. That's a 16. Oh, wait, or do I have... No, I don't have advantage.
You do not. You needed a 19, so you will fail that and take 2d6 acid damage of 5. She's rolling not great. I mean, it's average, literally average.
Quick question.
Yep.
Is my divine sight giving me any further insight into this?
Into what you're looking at?
Into what I'm looking at, which, Fey, Fiend, Celestial, what's the other?
Fey, Fiend, Celestial, Undead.
Yeah, Fey, Fiend,
None of the
Celestial,
above.
Undead. Okay, just checking.
It's creepy as fuck, and you don't want to be there, but it is now difficult terrain you were right at the edge of it. She put it just in front of you.
Got it.
That is her turn, however. Vandabris, you are prone on the ground, and you just had the wind knocked out of you as you got sucked back into a place. The same thing that happened to you last time, sorry.
It just fell over this time.
Yes.
Throw myself up. Make my way towards the door. I won't get there, but I'll make my way, both movement and action. I really wish some of these incredibly powerful people would fucking help.
Well, the nobles are panicking. These guards have just started to get up because last round they got up and they were a little beat to shit. But
You would think the kingdom would have more than just a handful of people who are competent.
question is, did they have them here? So you're making your way to the door.
Mm-hmm. And that's it for me.
Alrighty. Javi.
Monk shit. Sorry.
It takes half my movement to stand, right?
If you're prone, it takes half movement to get up.
Okay. So
Tibian has an advantage from her
yeah,
subclass.
no, that's fine. I was just double checking. I don't know how to split 45 in half though.
Always round down, except for damage where you round up. It's the weirdest thing.
Okay, so I will move. I'll use the 20 of my. I'll use what's left of my movement. I will then.
Oh, Prax. She shouldn't have been able to move this far. Ray of Frost.
She didn't. She only used what little movement she had. It didn't affect her.
Okay.
She only moved 20 feet.
Okay.
I didn't make her go further. Well, yeah, excuse me, 20 feet. Sorry. Wouldn't have changed Thorn's problem, unfortunately. But yes, I was paying attention. So Javi, you got up, you made it to the door, you're making your way downtown, walking fast and hellbound.
Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to dash, and that is another 45 feet.
Which will get you to the door.
And from here, I am going to, this time, center darkness on her.
Ooh, very nice. Centered on her, though, correct?
Well, where she's standing.
Oh. And darkness is a...
20 or
15
40?
feet at
15.
radius, I believe.
Yeah, it's 15 feet radius. And you know, I feel like it should be dark, so... There you go. She's in darkness. And, that's a very useful thing. Anything else, sir?
I will holler out to the guard and say, find Agnar quickly.
All right. We got 2 people looking for Agnar. Oh, you're yelling at the guard that's in the middle that you see these creepy tentacles reaching for him. Cool. Cool.
Big thumbs up.
Theo, you are prone on the ground.
As far as the layout, do I know that this is the only way out?
Yes.
This way?
It's why
Alright.
it's why all of the nobles and were shunted into here.
Okay. Theo is going to get up, float toward Brandibus. What's going on? Quick. Important details. I'm annoyed.
In terrible, horrific enchantress of some sort saw glamour on her new husband, removed it, caused conflict. She's getting away.
I don't think so. You and I'm sorry, Tim. We're going. I'm sorry. This will be the spot's gonna have to wait at least another day. I'm gonna cast teleport. I'm gonna over
Ooh.
here.
Where are you going?
I'm going back to the ballroom.
So you're going all the way back to the ballroom.
Like wherever it's this.
Well, you don't know where she is in here, so your point would be, where are you going? You're going back to the ballroom, that's off the map. And back to the ballroom.
I guess in the direction that would like over here somewhere.
How far away is it off, like from Thorn to the ballroom? You would say ballpark?
Thorn is about 25 feet, but now there's a 20-foot. He is on a 20-foot sphere of rough terrain, because she put a giant creepy sphere of darkness and tentacles that can do serious damage to him, and it counts as difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
You are teleporting to.
I mean, I don't know there's tentacles, so I'm probably gonna go over here somewhere.
Yeah, so you're going like here?
Mm-hmm.
Towards. Cool. You saw it casually, which means I get to roll a D100. Hope you do well. So that's a 69,
Nice.
which means you land off target.
Not nice.
Oh no, actually, no, 69. Sorry for seeing casually. I was in the wrong category. Well, no, you viewed it once. You didn't. You viewed it once because that's the only time you've been to this section of the palace. You wouldn't have been here. So I was correct. You are off target. You and your group. You're at random. So evens odds you land in the hands of Hadar.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to call it?
I'll say odds. This is mice.
Ooh, you don't. So you were calling odds, which means I have evens, which means you land in the hands of Hadar. All of you land in this inky black, slightly neon green afterlight with tentacles starting to reach out for you, and each of you are going to take immediately 6 cold damage. And it's not until the start of your turn that you have to worry about the dexterity saving throw and the additional cold damage. So basically, I'm just going to put this sphere here. And it's going to be, creepy. So let's go with a bright neon green.
Sounds good.
I'm not seeing those for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh, there we
I'm
go. I
seeing your
see them
spheres.
now.
Oh,
Yep,
there it
there
is.
we
Okay,
go.
there it is.
I
Okay.
hadn't put it up yet.
Oh, but I don't see the darkness either.
Yeah.
Why not? That one I clicked show on.
I don't know.
Okay, it's clicked. It's done. It's done. It does the thing.
Let me refresh.
Okay, now, okay. It did the weird thing. Welcome Yeah, Hadar appears
There it
when you
is.
least.
There it is.
Expect
I
it.
see it. Okay, there we go. There's the darkness.
Yeah. Okay. So this
I
is
am the
not the right.
darkness.
This is not the right measurement, by the way. Sorry. That should be 20 feet sphere, 20-foot radius sphere, and I can't click on it for some reason to make it bigger, but you note that it is a sphere.
Oof.
I'll make it
Slightly
bigger.
off.
All right.
Well,
so,
everyone, get up, and I assume she's in there. I'm gonna cast my bardic inspiration here.
you're gonna give them bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing. They can
Alright.
move. Use their reaction to move.
How many bardic inspirations do you have left?
I have. This is my last one.
Good to know.
So, everyone can use the reaction to move their speed.
So it's twice this size. Sorry, it's 20 feet. Expands the entire hallway.
To move their speed, and everyone gets 11 temps.
11 temp. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I will be not. I
Is
will
that
not be
and
taking
that
any
is your
movement.
turn, correct?
I'll be staying. Yeah, I'll be staying in.
Oh
the-
wait, it is your turn, so I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. It's
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. Dex. Where are you? There you are. 11.
no, that will fail. And you're gonna take 4 points of acid damage as one of these tentacles kind of just comes up and like wraps, like moves around you, and you just see this gash of burning acid just like pull off the sleeve of your dress.
Not the dress.
It doesn't hurt me. Like, psychically, it does. Psychically, this hurts a lot. What's happening? Poor dress. You deserve it. But I had temps, so I'll take those off. All right, so I have 6. All right, that'll be my turn.
Yep. Tibian. I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Oh wait,
And you start your turn in this, so you immediately take 7 cold damage.
if Tibian moved for that reaction during my
Yeah.
turn,
Oh,
You could
yeah.
React.
you could.
Yeah, you could remove the reaction, but if you moved, then the dexterity saving throw would come into play.
Ah,
So, did you move during the reaction for her turn? You're muted.
oh, muted.
No, because I use my reaction to immediately stand
Yeah,
up.
because you did. You already
Yeah.
used your
Okay.
reaction once this round.
Yeah.
So, starting in the hands of Hadar, as these tentacles start reaching out for you in this and moving, you take 7 cold damage immediately, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
11, that's 4 right there. Okay. Sorry, I had to do quick math. Saving throw. Okay. Hold on. I have a 5-step process here that I need to read through.
Yes, because it is. You're.
Okay. Because I have evasion, I have diamond soul, I have among the rigging, and so it's like a whole thing. I have a whole chart here to tell me what I need to do. There's this that allows you to make a saving throw. You only take half. Okay. At 7th level, your instinctive agility lets you dodge out of the way of certain area of effects, like lightning, breath, or fire ball. Okay. So not that one. That doesn't count, right? For this one?
because you're in a zone of control. It's not an area of effect. I mean, it technically is, but it's a zone of control versus an area of effect.
Okay. All right. Then moving on to the next one. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws from anything you can see.
Oh, you can see these. These are really creepy looking neon black, glowtastic, rave EDM tentacles that are reaching for you.
Okay. Okay, so we have that one.
Mhm.
All right, then what does Diamond Soul give me? Additionally, when you make a saving throw fail, you can use a key point. Okay, so that's just proficient. Okay, so I had advantage on this roll. Let's go. You said dexterity.
Dexterity. So advantage you
26.
have?
Yes.
26 will work, so you do not take the extra damage. It is still difficult terrain, but you're a muck, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh, let me just over here.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to let's see, how far away is everything from me? Rough terrain. You said 20 feet. This is a small circle, right?
It's not the full circle. The circle only measures 10, but the hallway is really only 15 or 20. So picture it's the entire length of the hallway. Tile width of the hallway, and it's ends right at where Thorn is right inside at the edge of it.
Okay. I am in a low voice for my companions near me to hear me, but maybe not the person down the hallway. I will say, if anyone has any healing, I wouldn't be mad about it. And I am going to, okay, so that's gonna be 20 feet instead. I'm going to zoom
into the darkness.
And then past the darkness. I would like to be over on Javi's side. But I can't see. But I'm just gonna barrel straight down the middle of the hallway. If I hit something, I hit something. If not,
It's like it's the what's it? You're waving your arms around. If someone gets hit, it's not your fault.
just windmilling my way through there.
The third grade bully effect,
Yeah.
The pit.
You're muted, Prax, if you're talking.
Wow, my mic actually muted, not just regular muting. So monks ignore difficult terrain at this level? I don't remember. Hold on.
No. I just have a bajillion. It's gonna be 100 movement I have. Going through this and then using my bonus to get through this.
Okay, I'm just like, I knew it wasn't really going to affect you, but I was just wondering, if it didn't affect you at all.
It doesn't matter. I didn't look it up. Because
no, it's fine. We all know you can get through it. It's fine.
I'm just gonna run straight down the middle.
Yep. You're gonna run straight down the middle. Are you trying to hit her? Is that it?
My goal is I just want to separate the party. I don't if she does like a fireball, I don't want us all to be on the same side of the hallway.
Cool.
I want her to have to make a choice. Like I said, if I see her, I see her. If I don't, I don't. But that's not my main goal. My main goal is just to get to the other side.
Cool. All right, you can get to the other side just straight.
Just straight. Awesome. I'll hit Javi though, so I'll go this way and then
All right.
up a little bit.
Oh shoot, we're out.
I pop it. I'm like, oh god.
That leaves us. Is that your turn?
Yeah, because I can't see. So until something makes itself obvious in that darkness, I'm just gonna chill.
Cool. Cool. So that leaves us to Thorn. I need you to make. Well, first of all, you're going to take 2 cold damage at the start of your turn for 7 cold damage. How's Thorn looking?
Thorn's looking okay.
That's good.
If you recall, Barandibus used his shield to block me, and that's gonna be the clinch move to this entire operation is the fact that I didn't take that damage.
All right, and you need.
Isn't the cold at the acid at the end of my turn?
Yeah, acid is at the end of the turn, but it's also if you start your turn the first time it's cast.
Oh, right. No, but I'm saying the cold is front, acid's end, correct?
Yes.
Cool. So, I do 7. I'm sorry, I thought you said 2. 7 points of damage, of cold damage, right?
7 points.
Or is that someone else's?
Nope, that's 7 points of cold damage to you.
Yep, sorry. For some reason, I heard 2. So I've got that now. So that eats into some temporary hit points. You cast your inspiration was for all of us, Theo?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm sticking with the plan. I'm getting back to. Not only is it my idea to get back to Agnar and the heavy hit and the prince and all the other heavy hitters that we left in the ballroom. I just got confirmed that was probably the best thing to do. So I'm high skipping it across ye old tentacles of doom, because with the additional reaction takes me up to 120 feet of movement. And so the big thing is into the ballroom, and then again, whatever I can find to break line of sight, or I'm going to come in doing. It is going to be anime guard running into the room. Demon in the hallway, demon in the hallway, demon in the hallway. Big time, big old panicked guard, moment.
So you're running into the hallway.
And I will say that I lost her name. Duchess Sandrine's a demon. So definitely throw in the girl under the bus.
I mean, okay, fair.
Nothing says not. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that
Summoning tentacles for the dark edges of space usually means a demon.
Yeah, I mean, truly, I'll be like, look, tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, are you hampered at all by that extra 20 feet or 40-foot diameter of difficult terrain?
It will hamper me some, but I think with the 120, I'm still
with
fine.
120, you're still good. It's just going to.
Yeah, I can't get as far into the ballroom, since you were saying the ballroom's just 20 feet, basically just on the other side of the tentacles.
Yeah, it's an extra 5 feet beyond that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that would be the equivalent of 55 feet to the ballroom, and I've got 120.
Cool.
You know what? I'm going to save my reaction, because I can do the 55 to get through the tentacles and out the other side, and then do another 30 to get 30 feet into the ballroom. So that's 85 feet. And then I'm going to save that extra. I'm going to save that extra 30. So I have my reaction just in case.
Cool. It's her turn. She's not happy. She's really not happy with this guard who stole her shit. She's also not happy with Bandibros in this freaking hat of his. She's not happy with this monk who's hitting her in the face. She's not happy about a lot of shit. So what she gonna do first of all is she gonna cast a spell and hi. I love this spell. I love that this spell has this number attached to it. Where is it? I love that this spell.
Run, Thorn. Run very fast. Run very fast away.
Yeah. Is a great thing. Is gonna do this thing. Cool. Hey Thorn.
Oh God.
Does a 16 hit you?
How can she detect me? I'm asking, not being smug. I'm just asking because he is attuned to his amulet of non-detection. So she should not be able to magically know where I am.
But I don't think she actually needs to magically know where you are, because... Hold please, I'll need to...
Because theoretically...
LOS.
Theoretically, I should be out of line of sight, because I would have hung a right. I'm claiming the ballroom's to the right, but hung a right after getting the 30 feet into the ballroom to the right.
I'm checking a thing that she has.
Yep.
Because
if she can see me, she can see me. I know that we've all got a lot of magical stuff.
You are out of line of sight, but for her that counts as half cover.
Okay.
because no, I looked it up. It's part of her effect. That's why I was looking. We're actually, well, no, technically it counts as 3/4. Sorry, it counts as 3/4.
Okay.
So I got a 16 hits.
Yeah,
So the
16 doesn't hit.
16 doesn't hit. But she mostly fired that off for her frustration, and then she's going to fire. Curse you all. And you hear a very loud pop.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. She's in darkness.
She's in total darkness. And the darkness remains.
Okay, yeah.
I should put the darkness back.
Eh. We can see it in our mind.
You can see it, like, it's not perfect. You have a darkness sphere. It's there. There you go. There's a sphere of darkness. You hear a very loud pop. And then the darkness, you saw this bolt of energy streak through after Thorn and kind of curve around a pillar towards him, but then hit the pillar just in the last second. And then you hear a very loud pop. We are now out of initiative, everyone.
I would like to get out of the hurt and then cast
still
Cure
here?
Wounds
Yeah,
on
it's-
myself.
Oh yes, the hurt does go away.
I'll also
Hey.
drop the darkness.
Huh?
I will drop the darkness after the pop. It's concentration.
Right.
I would like to see the person who wrote up the guest list. Ow.
I look over at Javi. Can I tell it's you, Javi, since you have the
Oh, I don't have.
cloak on?
He doesn't have his cloak on, otherwise he'd be invisible. So,
Oh, okay. I
so
look
like
over
the hood's
at,
not up, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I'm glad I didn't know that you potentially could have been invisible, because I would have just run straight into you if you were. I look over at you and I ask, any idea where she went? That's not her accent.
Not a clue. And as Javi says that, he casts healing word on you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
8 points of healing damage.
Thank you. I'm gonna, as you say that, I'll look at you, nod. Thank you. And I'll see you in a bit, I guess. And I'm gonna run back into the main room just to make sure it's not the main room. The room they were all fighting in, to make sure that Sandrine didn't like come in here or anything.
She's not in here. You notice that Malik is still on the ground. A couple of the guards are kind of tending to him. He looks like he's a little more battered than expected at the moment. Like a lot more battered than expected. The Yelena is putting her head out the door at this point and kind of directing the guards in here and taking command in this room.
And I'll look over and I'll just be like, everything's safe in there?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. And I'll like poke my head out the door, and if Javi's looking, I'll like thumbs up, everything's good in here.
Javi will return the gesture and then kind of pass it along down the corridor toward where Bandabris is and say, all is well.
For at least the next 5 minutes. As I'm going to spend my once a day use of first level cure wounds thanks to feet. So 11. Hmm.
Well, despite your manner, you're quite brave. So here, I'll feel give you a level. You know, we'll do a level 4.
Save your magics.
Good
She
job.
might return.
There we go. That's the mood I was talking about. And then she'll float to talk to Tibby.
As that's happening, Javi's gonna head to the ballroom to find the guard and see if the guard is okay. The one that was running from Sandrine.
So you're going to walk into the ballroom just as Agnar is going to walk up. Agnar and Alexander have both run up to Thorn, dressed as this guard, and demand, Alexander still looks a little rough. I mean, he looks much better because Javi
He's
definitely...
not dead.
He's not dead, and his innards aren't displayed all over the stairwell. Words in my head. But he definitely still looks not good. And you can see as you had come down the stairs, all of the blood that was still there on the floor, in the carpet. This was a really nice red velvet carpet, like a red carpet kind of thing with like the gold roll bars to kind of fit it in directly against so it fits snugly against the risers. That's stained. You're gonna have to replace that. That's not coming out. Don't care how much baking soda and vinegar you got, that's not coming out. You gotta get rid of that. So Alexander's come up to you. He looks rough. Agnar is calling for a sit rep, is demanding attention, wants to know exactly what you mean by the Duchess Sandrine is what?
Did I have time in the confusion to, as I had thrown in chat, dive underneath of the food table, or did they intercept me? Or was the distraction of everything happening, people charging in, pops and noises and chaos bolt flying in, did it give? And it's fine if it didn't. I'm just wondering if Thorn had time to dive like under the table where the foods and the guards were all hitting the nosh
you
table.
Probably could have gotten away with a number of other guards and a number of other nobles. The problem, I will tell you right now, I would make you roll for it with Alexander and Agnar.
I'm fine to roll for it. Of having either whether I don't know whether you want to say it's a deception because he's trying to deceive them to look the other way, or persuasion to. So let me tell you what I'm trying to do, and you can tell me how this goes.
Yep.
Thorn wants to dive under the table, drop disguise self, and blend in, because I believe Han and Chewie were hitting the nosh table, and basically blend in with Han and Chewie as a guest.
Okay, so you would have had to have gone all the way down to the far side of the room.
I think, isn't the pink one down here? Was that the
No,
nosh
that was the table of the poker table, but
Oh,
Javi set up the nosh table down here between the two doors to the balcony.
Okay.
So you could
If
do
it's
it, but it would require a deception. So
I guess the question is the poker table closer? Because I mean, basically, it really is where Han and Chewie might be, whether they're still at the poker. Again, if it's an impossible thing, if I'm saying I want to, get past everybody.
I think it would be impossible based on what you did. You came into the room yelling for attention.
I understand it. The question is whether if I thought that I could basically dive off the edge of these. I mean, my thought was mentally was diving off. I thought it was I could dive off the edge of the stairs, basically jump under the table like a scared guard, and basically pop out the other. Deception myself, stealth myself out the other side to be
you can attempt it at disadvantage because you're calling for attention, right? So a large number of people have just turned to you, and Agnar and Alexander are both on high alert at this moment because Alexander almost died.
Yeah.
Well, technically he did die. He just has really good friends with Javi.
Yeah. What do you want? Deception
at disadvantage.
Deception at disadvantage. Okay. Let's see what the roll, did. And of course, if it starts going south and he knows that he's dead right, so that's a 29.
That's a 26 at disadvantage.
I'm sorry, 26 at disadvantage.
Let's see. Where are my stats? Oh. Whoops, wrong.
Totally trying to fly casual. When I pop
Totally.
up the other side. Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, so they
Agnar definitely saw you, and when Agnar started walking up, Alexander was already with Agnar, so they
cool.
went together.
And so in that case, he would keep up the guard.
Yep.
The sides.
So Javi, so Agnar is up in your face, Thorn, demanding a sit rep, wanting to know what's going on, in a very professional military mean.
The guy in the hat, the wizardy dude, he said that the Duke Brant was like under some horrible, awful thing, and Brant looks terrible, and that the Duchess Sandrine, she was the one who did it.
Pull yourself together, man.
But
we do not hire panicers.
There was tentacles, and he's they're back towards the thing, and being a little bit being anime frightened guard, but just like totally. I mean, he tells him. I mean, basically, yeah. Gives him down the. Brant's. He was like, I don't know. Brant collapsed, and she was chasing us, and there was tentacles, and there was a boom, and everyone fell down.
Javi, that would probably be about the point when you would walk into this space.
I point to the thing. He knows.
Javi's looking for that guard, and
he's kind of making a spectacle of himself.
And we'll come over, and as he's walking over, where is the button?
Got that right. It's Brant. Yeah, it is Brant. Right? Isn't it Brant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take 9 points of healing damage as he walks over. So you made it. Good. Why did she attack?
Hat dude, hat wizard. He pointed at
Vanderbrus, yes.
The Duke, who's the noble Duke, the Duke. He's been around forever, and the new wife, she got and got so mad, and he fell, and then she like went nutso. I went running over trying to help, and then she was after me, and I ran. I came to get these guys, and points to Agnar and.
I need you to roll a deception.
Absolutely.
This one is not at disadvantage, but
because most of it's true.
Most of it is true, but
I can do persuasion if you like. Well, they're the same number, so.
Nah, you're lying here.
Yeah. It's a 25.
Yeah, they're nodding along, but Javi knows that you're lying about something.
What was it that she was trying to take from you? She wasn't grabbing for your weapon. He caught only a glimpse of it, so he doesn't know any of the details. Yeah. All he knows is that he saw that grabbing action, and he's assuming that whatever that is what you had omitted.
Yeah. Ooh. Sorry, the player is mentally thinking whether or not he wants to try to do a sleight of hand swippity swap. These are really important to Thorn. Is he willing to risk it here in front of the prince and everybody else? No, he's not. He shows Chantarine or whatever. I forget.
Chatelaine of keys.
Chatelaine, the keys. And I show them to you very discreetly, like down at my side. Javi might recognize.
Ooh, Javi might recognize. I need Javi to roll a history.
Okay.
With a 16, you would recognize them. It's odd. The keys are, a large number of keys, mostly decorative. Although there are, of course, you're assuming one or two that look like they're actually heavy iron keys that go to what you're assuming is a portcullis or a major lock. But most of these, by this point, particularly for her rank, are decorative, a symbol of her position and authority rather than actually holding value as keys to the house and property. They are but around the keychain itself is a coat of arms. And it's odd. It's been modified slightly. But it looks like it reminds you of House. I need the player to remind me about which one it is, because I'm gonna screw it up. Because I has it. I didn't save it.
You didn't specify one or the other.
I did.
Ooh,
I did.
wrote down.
It wasn't.
I would assume. Let me do a. Whisper to you.
Yeah, that's it. It wasn't that one, and now I'm blanking on the name of what the other one was because my notes are all over the place. I'm sorry, y'all. Was I smart? Nope. I need to go back and do that.
Okay, then it would be.
No.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it wasn't that one. It was the other one.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like the coat of arms for House Kur, but there's indications along the I'm blanking on the heraldic term. About the bottom of the point. That are just off, just slightly. It looks older than House Kur. And you might recall, given your age and certain other things, a different house it looks more like. That was modified, changed about 90 years ago.
Oh.
You would recall it looks a little more like House Corvermain, but that house was not dissolved officially, but well, partially. And House Kur arose from it.
Gotcha.
And it was kind of House Corvermain. It would be odd for her to wear that in public at in the seat of power of the Empire, particularly because there were rumors that certain members of that house were participants in or attached to the Southern Duke's treason. And that's why the house was not dissolved per se, but remade.
Okay.
bad actors were ejected and House Core was all that remained. But this isn't House Core's official coat of arms.
No, but it would remind me of the early modified ones where they didn't remake them; they just modified what they had. Is that what it's
Yes,
more
that would
reminiscent of?
definitely be it. It's neither House Core nor House Core Remain. It's in between. It's before that transition was completed, one might say.
Gotcha. So when they were trying to distinguish that they were no longer House Corvamain, but they didn't officially have
A new coat of arms, yes.
a new coat of arms. History returning again.
The guard gives a look that would be far more knowledgeable, and just the fact that the guard knew to take this, just looks Javi square in the eyes and just gives this sort of very slow, knowing nod. And again, as I know there's people right there around us, so whether to try to keep this as subtle, don't know if we can keep it from Agnar and the prince, but certainly from anyone further from this little conversation group.
Would it be safe, Prax, for me to ride on the previous insight that I had when the deception was going just moments ago, to kind of catch the change in demeanor and everything?
Yeah, you wouldn't have to. That insight I would allow. Okay. Until I'm gonna, until. I mean, your passive insight is dope as well. So, again, until you need another. Until there's another deception roll.
Yeah. Okay. Jay, this is just like player to player. Would you say that Thorn is trying to convey that they are more than just a guard at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, that's Brandibus, who earlier
made you and thought you a spy. Yes.
Yeah, thought me a spy. Yes. Sorry, had my magic-y dudes confused.
Hat, no hat. Well, hat versus cloak.
Yeah.
As Javi's going to put a hand on your shoulder and say, as a keeper of the transitions, being the Begliare, I know someone who would benefit from this. And he'll squeeze the guard's shoulder. He's saying it more for Agnar and Alexander, are going to come see me at the shrine to Vestru tomorrow anyway. I will pass this bit of history on to them. And whether or not Thorn picks up that Javi's trying to say, pass it to me and I'll pass it back to you, so you don't have to drop your facade.
Yeah.
That's up to you, Jay, on how you want to play that. But that's the direction that that's what he's attempting. He is not a very deceptive person by nature.
Yeah.
Which is why he's being very vague, because he's trying not to lie, because he doesn't lie very well.
Yeah.
But he is persuasive.
Remind me of your order.
So Vestru is referred to as the last friend.
Right. I have that part, but I mean, is your specific? I know you're a traveling.
Oh, so from Yoraba, his title of Begarale is they basically are the hand of Vestru in times of transition, and they go out and catalog all of the major change events in the world.
Remind me, you're elf, half elf?
Half elf.
Oh, he absolutely passes them off to you. Being from Vestru and a half elf, he would pass them.
Hey, would my wonderful Thorn and Javi both roll me religion, please?
Only a 16.
Okay.
23.
Javi,
Hmm?
you feel a change in the wind, the air. You don't know what it's for, but you feel calm. Like this is good. Thorn, you know 3 things. Number 1, you know you can trust Javi. You smell honeysuckle and jasmine bursting the air.
Mm-hmm.
Only you do, but you know that you can trust Javi.
Yeah.
Number 2, you know that there's something you need, and that Javi might be the path to get it.
Okay.
And number 3, you know that wonderful little Luke of genetics you have? Small one. Wait, I have to remember something. Suddenly it comes to my mind. Because I think it will be very interesting to check this. Oh. So fun fact with Disguise Self, none of the wounds that Thorn was taking showed, because he had put the Disguise Self up so nothing would have changed on there. But Thorn, you feel just the littlest bit better. A little faster than you should.
Yep. Okay. And in just its normal course, or that because Javi has grabbed my shoulder?
You think both?
Got it.
You think
that makes sense.
you think the general normal course would have occurred, but Javi being present shifted the timeline. Accelerated the timeline.
Yep.
However, I want to know what the people in the hall are doing.
I'm going to go. Thank you for the jaunt. That was bracing. I'm going to go and try and find Elena and probably see to Malik. Seems like he took that fall rather hard.
Oh no, I can take care of that one also.
I'm not sure, based upon previous engagement, that is wise.
See, this is... You keep reminding me why you are just the hat in the thing. Perfect. So I'm gonna go check on my friend, and you can do whatever works. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna check on any of your friends here. I don't think you have any here, so good day.
I have one friend. And I walk off.
Tibian, where are you?
I am in the room with all the nobles in that corner.
Yes.
I've gone through and like been like, are we all good? Are we all okay? I'm not a healer. I'm just trying to check so I can.
Yep.
I can be the messenger. And if they are all okay, I'm just gonna invite them to take a second to meditate with me. to try and like calm down the nerves of,
Mhm.
a, a probable near death, and also an attempt to get my key points back through a short little meditation session.
All right. So while Tibian takes a short meditation, short rest session, we're gonna take a quick break, everyone. Stretch, bio, refresh yourselves. When we come back, find out what happens next, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back. We hope you're refreshed, you stretched, you did all those good things, and are ready for the second part of our session tonight. We have a bard and a monk meditating with some nobles. We have a wizard who went after an enchantress that he knows.
I have a friend.
You have more than one?
I have a friend here.
That might be more accurate.
You always
Yelena,
have the last friend.
there is that. You always have the last friend.
Not today.
And Theo ensures that Tibian is real healed up.
Yep.
What do we say to death? Not today. But Yelena, you went over to the room.
Yes.
Yelena is talking to the guards and looks to be arranging a moment to escort Honora and oh, what's his name? I'm blanking on the third brother. Arnfin. Up to the royal apartments and just be like, no, we're done. This night is done. Everything is done. We're done.
So, I might need your help with something.
How did it hurt you to say that?
Not as much as you think it, but yes, it did. The sorceress that I think will be the past tense former Duchess Brandt. I need your help
Future
because
former Duchess Brandt?
yes, that is the proper title. I probably need your help figuring out whatever the hell it was that was on the Duke Brandt, who, to my knowledge, is still unconscious.
She looks to the two guards. Yeah. Take them through the passage. Don't let anyone else through. I'm sealing the door behind you. And she kind of like waits for the two guards to walk into the room, the door to close, and she puts her hand on the door knob and lock, and it glows brightly for a minute, and then the door just melts away.
Yes.
And she will walk with you over to the good Duke. Our friend Duke Kenneth Brandt, Duke of the East. Home in Slagava. Distinguished gentleman. Beard. Always kind of frowny.
I can tell you this much. It was an incredibly potent spell. I had to fight to break it.
She's going to, like, do that thing where you pull your skirt just a little bit to kneel down so that you don't get the hem of your skirt caught in the heels of your shoes. she's not really caring about whether or not she's getting dirt or whatever, or blood or whatever on this dress because there's prestidigitation for that. She begins to go through the motions and she pulls from under, like hanging under the neckline of her bodice, a large set pearl that's set with diamonds and emeralds. And and she holds this in front of her, and you see and can feel the magic shift in the air around her. Theo, you could also probably feel this as well because you're in the room. It is a strong casting, and this woman is a very strong caster. She is, but she's very focused on what she's doing at the moment. Vandibris, Theo, Tibian, what are you the three of you doing while she starts casting over Brant?
More focusing if there's anything in my limited medical knowledge that goes, you're going to die soon or not. Because I should probably fix that. I'll find someone who can.
Well, you would know that Yelena's good at a lot of things, but healing really isn't one of them.
I know that, but I'm more concerned about his current state of being. And if I should find cleric, or can I handle this myself?
And you probably want to find a cleric.
Oh, that kind of problem. Be right back.
Theo, what are you doing?
Theo is just meditating with Tibian. It's like, do you really think it was demon? What?
The woman in here. Probably not. She seemed fairly from this plane. Evil, maybe, but
Yes,
I don't think.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I put a good beating into her. It just is a shame I was just in the fight literally minutes before. Otherwise, I would have very easily kicked her ass.
We do have some unfinished business after all. Like, look what she did to this thing.
What? And are you? Oh man! And mending can't even, like.
No, this is blue
nothing.
glass.
Exactly. Only the
like
finest in Tanric.
Yeah, well, we'll no. I'll be back at some point and get this, but this is all fun. This I did miss state adventuring, but I forgot about the collateral damage and a little bit of the pain.
Oh yes, it's been a while since I've heard that much.
She also looks like she has barely been hurt this entire time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think any damage is more damage than you've taken in a very long time.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's like definitely going to be something to deal with, especially if they have anything to do with where Pilter is.
Yes. We didn't have very little time for. You don't think there's more of this stuff happening here?
Hopefully not tonight.
You know what? Hopefully it's not like, people that there's not shape changers, stuff like that. Stuff gets really, really strange. You don't know who you're talking to.
Oh my gosh, disguises were always my least favorite to deal with. But
then you have to bring up, these really embarrassing secrets. Make sure someone's there. Someone.
It's like, yes, there's no code words that anyone around here except us. I know we have our code word, but like no one else has their code word of just like, oh, I'm not being possessed by a demon. I'm not actually a Rakshasa, like anything like that.
Yes.
I mean, I barely know that, and I make a motion of the hat. I don't even know that grumpy old man, but It feels like we're probably going to have to spend more time around them.
Oh, that seems. Might as well have just struck me dead right in the hallway.
Oh, well, adventuring's not any fun without any interesting.
Oh yes, that is a good point. Point. New material, new. Oh, maybe the opera. Maybe I'll have some time to work on it.
A jester is always a wonderful addition to any
Oh, another just
opera.
hat. Another thing, just maybe a child holding a hat up. Maybe that would be a good thing.
A talking hat, maybe.
Mm.
You don't want a talking hat, as Yelena just kind of cuts into this conversation. Talking hats are annoying, they grow sentience, they start talking to you, they never shut up, they're always in your ear, and then they start biting.
Yes, it's really bad when the accessories start turning on you.
Could be funny in the show, though.
Mm.
Not worth the drama or the agitation. I'm sorry, I'm Yelena. I'm the Dean of Enchantment at the Imperial Academy of Arcane Lore. We weren't introduced.
Oh, yes. Lady
A pleasure to meet you.
Forever. Good pleasure.
Nice to meet you both. I'm sorry that Bandibus was a little curt earlier. Well, there's complications. And upset in history. And also, he doesn't do people very well. But he is a very good person, and you would do well with him.
I've heard enough
yes,
from
yes.
Darius. He'll be fine.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just
Knowledgeable, right? Knowledgeable, but social graces. It's not their fault, usually.
Yes, I will, however, confirm that he can drink very well, and he does enjoy it socially.
Oh.
He's not 100% a stick in the mud. He also dances beautifully, if you can actually get him to dance. Very difficult. But, and she, like, this point, she had been, like, kneeling and turning towards you. She kind of stands up and, like, brushes the dirt off her, goes to brush it off and then looks down and is like, no, that's not working. It just, as she's making the movement to brush the dirt off the bottom of her knees, she casts prestidigitation and everything is off the dress. Well, I'm about to go find a doctor for our good Duke. Hopefully he still has a personality.
I look at the Duke to see if anything looks different about them.
No, nothing looks different about them. They're still unconscious. She's moved Duke Kenneth into a position that looks more comfortable rather than just straight collapse. Recovery position and whatnot, but definitely not any change physically outside.
I look at the Duke now slightly repositioned, and I look at Yelena, and I look at you, and then I look back at Yelena. I'm like, no, I know I'm no expert in any of this magic, but that was an awfully long time. I even felt like some air like billowing through my hair there for a second. It felt like you were doing something powerful, but I don't really see anything.
Well, I was attempting to identify exactly what spell he was under. Took a little while, because she had to ritually cast it. And then also attempt to see if there was any underlying damage that I could address. He needs a more dedicated healer. I'm not.
What's the secret? Yeah. What exactly was it that afflicted him?
Modified dominate.
Oh, nasty business.
Oh.
For a year?
That's something I haven't heard of being for that long.
Well, I'm sure if you cast it long and at a high enough level, long enough, it becomes permanent.
Are you thinking once at very strong or multiple times over an extended period of time?
I would assume perhaps multiple times at high level over an extended period of time. Becomes permanent.
Oh, it's probably a good idea to get some healers
And perhaps a therapist.
focused. Yes.
All the therapy. I don't do that one either. And she'll kind of smile and nod at you, and like leave you.
Before she leaves. Oh, have you heard of anybody? Are most of the people accounted for? Yes.
I don't know. I was in here. I wasn't. Nobody told me anything. But the only time I came out is when, shortly after Bandibus attempted to get in the room, and of course the guards were preventing him from doing so because that's what they're supposed to do under such a threat to the royal family, imperial family. And
it will probably concern you to hear that there are many people missing, mostly those of some sort of clerical types, healing types.
well, I'm probably going to have to go to work. This is not a go to work dress. Well, I thank you for that.
At
Let me
least
go.
you'll look,
Let me see.
at least you'll look amazing doing your work.
Thank you very much. Also, by the way, and she kind of turns to Theo and goes, "Your dress was absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It
Thank you
looked
very much.
fabulous."
At least it had one showing in it. I mean, it held up valiantly. Unfortunately, that awful woman. I see what she did to it, but
Yes.
Well,
You know, it's like she just kind of smiles and nods, and is like, "Well, I'll let you recover. Going to go
if
see
you
if I
still can't get anything out of that dress, like I have a few things. Practice.
Good. And she'll continue out of the room. We're gonna follow her out of the room as the camera's going to go back to Bandibus. Bandibus, where were you going?
I'm going to go and find Javieth because I know that he is at least a priest and acquainted with priests.
So why don't we have you walk into the end of the conversation, just as Javi is perhaps conveying. You would hear just as you walk through the doorway, Javi saying, the bit about meeting you at the next evening or next morning.
Well, the interesting party. Javi being an enigma. Surprise. All right.
I mean, I do speak to death.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I believe we are going to need help with Duke Brandt. Strong clerical like help.
Oh. Is he
Yelena is currently tending to find out precisely what it is that got undone, but I can't fix that.
Understood.
I definitely would like your consultation, and also, Your Highness, Your Majesty, this is the good time to send some runners to the different temples and get everybody who has any sort of competent healing magics to the palace right now.
Alexander would look at you, nod, and goes, "We already sent for a number of them. We're missing a number of clerics from this gathering."
Oh,
yes.
What was the number? 25 people went missing?
21.
21. 21. Yes, 21.
Oh, great. Magical number. That's fantastic.
Yeah. 21 people of some form of magical ability, I believe.
3
no, specifically
and 4,
clerics.
7, 7
divine
times
abilities.
3.
Sorry.
Yeah, divine magical casters.
Yes.
Great. Numerological cults. It's another one I'm going to have to talk to the dean about.
And Alexander kind of walks over and puts a hand on you, Bandibus, goes, "Breathe. I'm the one who almost died. You look like you're about to have a heart attack. We'll get you some tea.
No offense, Your Majesty, but I have avoided this place like the plague for good reason. Every
Yes, I
time
know,
I'm
my-
here, terrible things happen.
And he kind of sighs at that and looks slightly downward and goes, yes, hopefully that will change in the future and you'll be more likely and happy to come back home. But tea. And he kind of looks for one that, like, makes eye contact with one of the servants, having him immediately, you know, because, like they are, professional wait staff coming back in immediately after all the chaos is gone, and, you know, just kind of makes eye contact across the room with one of the servants, and then, you know, small gesture, and, like, we'll have tea brought, but we all, and he kind of, Agnar, and you, and he kind of points at Thorn, Guard Thorn.
I was gonna try to
Slip out.
slip out as the you know, these are lots of really important people. I'm gonna be, you know, try to do the whatever, and I, you know, on a 26 kind of try to, and again, it's, you know, it's not the tiptoeing out, it's more the, can I make a social exit?
Can you make a social exit before he gives you a direct order to come with them?
Exactly.
Well, lucky for you, you only have to worry about one of them, which is Agnar, because Alexander is kind of focused, has turned away from you and is focused on Bandibris when he comes in. But Agnar is...
God
Will not
damn
be
it,
denied.
Agnar.
Agnar is... he's a little pissed. His brother was just
Murdered.
ritually murdered in front of him. And he couldn't...
Almost murdered.
Almost murdered. Oh,
No,
I mean, he
the murder
was
successful. You just undid it.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
dead. The
It
murder
does make
was...
me sound a little bit more important. I'll take it.
Yes,
Like,
you were very
you-
important. And
You
so he...
unmurdered him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Relifed.
Yes, he's re-lifed. Ugh.
Hashtag unmurdered.
Unmurdered.
We're adding that one to the list of hashtags that's going on this, by the way. Yes, so Agnar is a little hyper-vigilant at the moment.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like, as you were slightly starting to make your Irish goodbye, you know, he was kind of following you and was about to say something, and just kind of like makes eye contact and like gives you that moment of like, look, wait a second, because he has a couple more questions he wants to ask you, and then Alexander turns to you and says, "You're coming with us."
Actually, I have need of him as well.
And
We're
yeah.
all going this way, and he kind of like,
Just give me a moment with him if you would. Also, I need a very soundproof room and crowds for about an hour. That would be lovely. As well as
There's no
whoever sent
time
out
for
the
that.
invitation. And whoever decided to use a room filled with mirrors.
"Why don't you make a list? We'll get right on that."
Excellent. No, I actually need to speak with the hero of the evening.
"We're walking this way. We're timing you. We'll be there in a minute. I need to talk to you." And that was Agnar kind of turning to Thorn, because Agnar is taking control of the security
yeah.
at this point. So officially now, technically, a guard would be reporting to Agnar anyways. So he's... It's like, your superior officer is like, I want you to give me more of these details.
Yeah, I mean, Thorn is going to go with the. I'm going to look to Agnar to what he wants me to do, not what Brandibus has asked. So is Agnar telling me to go with Bandibus, or to come with Alexander?
Alexander is saying we should all walk. Agnar turns to Bandibus and says, "You can talk to him when we get where we're going."
Okay.
And he kind of gives you that, like, sigh look, like, This wasn't my fault. I did everything right. I don't live in this city. I don't spend any time in this city. Nobody listens to me, and all of this shit has gone to hell. So I'm going to fix it.
Oh, you're me 20 years ago.
Yes, but he has no magical abilities.
My condolences.
You know that Agnar is not a mage or caster of any sort. Unless something seriously has changed in the last 6 years. But Alexander starts walking down the hall. Agnar follows and then knocks his head to have Thorn follow with him. Bandibris, Javi, you can follow along. They're just bringing you back to the room where you said that Brant is. And when you get there, unless you wish to have a conversation on your way, when you get there, Agnar and Alexander will let Bandibris have a conversation with Thorn as long as Thorn doesn't leave, while they go with Javi over to Duke Brandt. Sorry. Which is probably just about the end of time that Yelena was, the end of the conversation with Yelena, Fio, and Tibian, as Yelena turns to look and she's like, oh, and there you are. Well then. Why don't we do Bandibris and Thorn, and then we'll come back to Javi, and he can find out about Warbrand.
I do not envy you the evening you are about to receive.
Thorn doesn't say anything. He's going to wait to get more. All he knows is that he feels as though Brandibus walked directly over to him, looked at him, and said, "I'll talk to you later." So I'm gonna put, Thorn is gonna do I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until until he knows more of what Bandibus is fishing for.
Llamas don't last long. The sand is running out. Glamours don't last long. The sand is running out.
I look to him. Perhaps.
Again, it's going to be a long night. I know those two, and Agnar doesn't like to be tricked. Alexander appreciates the odds better than Agnar does.
I look to Bandibus and say, I am here invited, and like you, know when sometimes being not who you appear to be is the best way to find out what's really happening.
I wish you luck. And I would like to do something that is not intended in the rules, but I would like to attempt something.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me what you want to do, and we'll see if it works.
I want to transfer my remaining spell slots to Thorn, so if he needs to re-up anything, he's got more juice, as it were.
Ooh, I like this in theory. I like this theory.
If I may, a little narratively, I like to use the book.
Oh yes, you would like to use the book. You would like to use the book. I need 2 rolls from you on this one.
Yes.
Number 1, I need you to roll me an Arcana to see if you can physically do this to Thorn, because Thorn...
So I'm thinking about this because of can I throw my 2 cents in?
Yeah.
I would think the fact that my as a paladin, I would think it would not be possible, as
That's
it's
the
a
thing.
divine source. However, I'm also an eldritch knight, and so there, and that's where like my level what so my eldritch standby. I basically can cast level 1 wizard spells, or because of my eldritch knight piece. So I would think that, and I don't know what you've got left or how much juice you're trying to put behind it, but that would make sense to me that maybe you could recharge some of the eldritch part
That
of me, but not.
I
the
have a little
paladin
extra
part.
as well. I have the gift of dragons.
Oh,
Yeah.
So magic's magic, in my opinion.
right.
Yes. Except sometimes the divine doesn't work with the arcane and they get a little fuzzy. Which is why I want you to
Fuzzy.
roll the arcana to see if you can, because you would be specifically looking to try, yeah, and with a 20, you know that you can help him if the book allows and agrees to help him recover some of his arcane spell slots. Not his divine spell slots, but his arcane. Your lady, however, you must convince, because this is a new person, she don't know him, and you're not sure what her opinion of him is yet.
I know, but there is a way I think that we can both be, well, you can be persuaded. As he is talking to this book
And it's
that he now
glowing, by
has
the
in his
way.
hand, this is going to be something that is more between you and her and less between you and me. As he pulls out a quill, I won't know the page this is on. But for this to work, I need you to sign your name, the real one. She'll know, I won't. As he hands you the quill and holds up the book and turns his head away.
Oh, shit. Thorn hands the quill back and does not sign his name.
I see. Well, keep your secrets. I wish you well.
I appreciate your trust, and to offer such to offer such as you have to someone you don't know speaks highly of which side you fight for.
You remind me of a good friend. Catherine's not here. I wish he was. But you two have much in common.
Stand by. I'm rolling through the NPCs. Oh, Kafir, okay.
He's not much for talking, but he does the right thing.
I gotta ask, can you whisper to me, Prax, would I know who Kafir is?
You
wouldn't.
You would have heard of Kafir as a part of the member of the Five Watchers, because that event, you were in in the Empire at that time, and as much as it was being kept quiet, when a cousin of the Emperor is publicly depossessed inside the throne room, it kind of gets around. So you would have heard of Kafir in that sense.
Got it. Okay.
Also, Sophia is best dog, and there is no other.
Yeah. I give a nod, but probably you would, with your passive insight, would know that that I recognize and take that as a compliment.
If you need me, I will still be in this God's forsaken city at the academy. I wish you a good night.
I nod. I fear we might all be needed before all this is said and done.
Oh, I don't
Old.
doubt it.
Yeah. Something old has returned.
And the slight jolliness goes back to immensely cold and steely eyes. I'll get ready then.
Avi.
Yes.
Elena, while this conversation is happening, Alexander introduces you to Yelena. Very distinguished looking woman. You would have met her at least briefly once or twice before, as in her position as the dean of the School of Enchantment at the Imperial Academy.
I would have notes on her, so yes.
Yes, you would have notes on her. You would also, she would turn to you and go, welcome. So as far as I can determine, he unfortunately was suffering, and she's addressing you, but she's also making this a report to Alexander as the ruler in this moment, right? And says, well, as far as I can determine, he was suffering from a extended period of high-level casting of a dominate person of some sort. More than normal. I don't know if he'll have a personality when he wakes up.
I don't know the Duke very well. Did he have a personality before?
Well, whoring and drinking? We were very surprised when he got remarried.
We all make bad decisions from time to time.
We honestly thought he had gotten her pregnant. But then there was no child, so...
Well, I mean, I have no idea what machinations she was up to, but it was for her own benefit, whatever it may have been. And unlike some who are trying to birth their way into power, she did not strike me as such. I'll take a look over his physical body, but I am assuming, and I could be incorrect, but I'm assuming that I'm not going to see a whole lot. That would be physically wrong with him, as it was from the description was like mental. It was all psychological.
Go ahead and roll that.
Medicine?
Yes, medicine will work here. 18. Mostly you can determine that the physical body was kept in nothing she was doing dominating him was impeding his physical health, kept him healthy, fit. You can tell that he is, while he is, he's a slightly older, so, he's not commanding on a battlefield anymore, but he has in the past. And he's, fighting trim, but he's not gonna win any major tournaments. He's, keeping up. You also know that there's something else different, because you know that it's different than the physical. Roll me religion, sir. 21. You have heard, sir, in your archive of a spell that would be adapted in this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know the last time it was used. A door was opened and a gate was left unguarded. And the last, well, first of the constellation fell and was torn asunder. And those who lived there became the last lost.
So this is clearly, at least in Javi's opinion, magics akin to those who sundered the old continent.
Oh yeah. And in fact, this is something you would have never seen.
Only read about.
Yep.
Actually, in some cases, only heard about orally.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yes.
writing certain things down gives them power that some people wish not
Yes.
to do.
That particular description, by the way, was the very almost word-for-word description that a certain very cantankerous old necromancer has given you on occasion.
Oh, really? Well, I do actually like him. I'll have a story to tell him. Maybe he'll buy drinks next time.
I don't think he's bought a drink in 6 centuries.
Agreed. I don't think so either. But maybe. That's definitely something that he will take time to actually pull out a notebook from beneath his cloak and actually make notes on. And once, not extensive notes, but probably a few sentences to make sure that he doesn't forget the key components of it. For good measure, not because of anything that he's seen per se, but just for good measure, he's going to cast Remove Curse on the Duke.
Ooh.
And expend a 3rd level. That's not one I can upcast, correct? No, yeah. So a 3rd level spell slot.
Yeah, Remove Curse you shouldn't need to upcast,
Yeah.
It just works.
So he'll cast Remove Curse and say, I'm not certain that this is necessary, but it's always better safe than sorry, especially after all of the events of tonight.
Could you roll me, please? Actually, you're there. Could you roll me just a spell attack roll?
Sure.
As it, not just for mine, to make life easier. 21. That works perfectly fine. It'll work for what I want. I need, however, everybody in this room.
Oh, that wasn't my spell attack. That was my religion.
Oh, okay.
Let me just roll this really fast. 1d20 plus 13. 24.
Okay, yes. So I need everybody in this room to make a wisdom saving throw. Avi and Thorn have advantage.
Is this a spell effect?
I will say for the purposes of this, we can count it for your ability. Yes.
My spell mantle, yes. Okay.
For your spell mantle, yes. We can count it for your spell mantle, although it's technically not an active spell, if that makes sense. 25s all around. You're good, Thorn. 25 from Bandibus, a 9 from Javi, although you have advantage.
Oh. Where is that? I forgot to mark it as advantage, sorry. Okay. 24.
So 24, you're good. The number you needed was a 21, by the way. Theo is good. 27. All of you are good. Unfortunately for Alexander, he can't roll against us because you just revived him. And he's still suffering from certain effects. Agnar does. Agnar can, though. Although Agnar is not quite as good at this as other things.
There goes my budding friendship.
Agnar's not going to be upset. Yelena, however, can roll a... Yelena's going to fail. The guards are all going to fail. Malik's going to fail. The other nobles in the room are gonna fail, although Malik's unconscious, so it doesn't matter. Brant is unconscious, so it doesn't matter. Those are in the other room. Everybody... Alright. So what you see happen when Javi casts this remove curse, there's this shift. Like, the world paused for that sense of both deja vu and mirage overtakes your vision. And for all of you, because you succeeded, it's a mere moment, an instant. But as you look up and around, you realize that Agnar is... Well, he's blinking his eyes and it looks like he's crying, but he's not making any sound. Alexander is passed out again, but he doesn't look harmed in any way. He just looks like he physically couldn't handle this. And then Agnar shakes his head and is like, but... and comes out of it. Thorn and Javi. Thorn, you don't have... By this point, you've got maybe about 10 minutes left on your disguise self. But you don't have any detect good and evil up at the moment, correct?
Well, my divine sense, again,
I thought divine sense only worked for...
Yeah, again, I don't think it's a good evil thing. I think it's, let me know, and also it's probably gone down by this point as well, because I think it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
not as long as, it's not an hour. It's no.
As an action, until the end of your next turn. Yeah, so it's not up for you. Javi, you would recognize that this is... You smell the slightest hint of curdled milk and burnt, sour senses that, you know, that kind of burnt sour that's both smelled and tasted at the same time.
Yeah. Javi makes a face and kind of like...
You know that's the ends of that spell being dissipated into the air and not attacking anyone or perpetuating, but you know if you hadn't removed that curse, things could have gotten a lot more complicated.
Well, it's always good to take precautions, I guess. Is everyone all right? Oh.
What the hell was that?
A very powerful curse.
Right. So we really need to find that woman.
I don't know if she's actually capable of it.
That wouldn't be house to me.
In fact, I don't know if anyone in this building is capable of it.
Alexander is
Okay,
making...
You saying that is a problem. What kind of problem are we facing if you are saying that?
We're facing something that should have been left on the old continent.
Shit.
And then he'll tend to Alexander and try and wake him.
Theo and Tibian, what's your reaction to this?
Tibian looks at everyone in this room at the moment, and it's kind of like sizing them up. Like, I know Theo. I know what Theo can do. So I really just look at them to admire the dress again, because I didn't really get a chance to earlier. Then I continue on and I look at Bandabras and his like concerned look. Look over at Javi, who just removed a curse off of the Duke and is now tending Alexander. Taking note of what he's wearing, his odd attire. I look over at
He also doesn't look concerned.
Yeah. And then I look over at the guard. Are you still a guard?
Still a guard.
A fucking guard. Who,
Yeah.
like, for all intents and purposes, should be hurt, but isn't. And people just keep since you've entered, just been regarding you in a particular way, not of guardship. Especially Bandabras, who I've seen yell at several guards at this point. So this is odd behavior. Him being like, yes, let's work with a guard. One of these incapable ignoramuses. So something's up with this guard. And Tipian thinks about the situation, you know, at the tail end of like their meditation of just like, really clear mind and thinking, they're not a bad group. I look over at Theo and I'm like, I think they'd be capable. Don't you think?
Have that look. You have that look on you. Thinking. Oh, wait, I think I do. You know, maybe.
It's been over a decade. And you know, I have been looking for an excuse.
I mean, we have a perfectly good excuse.
Pilter is
Also,
missing. Someone has to find them.
This is a capital, you know, this is a front of history book sort of thing. We lived through it.
Which we will.
Of course.
Then we'll have some amazing stories to tell. And maybe they'll let me go out more often back at the island.
Well, if we do this, you know, they'll have no choice but to let you do whatever you want. You know, you save the world and stuff. No one can say no.
One can
say
hope.
no to us.
We just have to make sure we stick together. I'm sure Pointy Hat, he seems convinced. He seems committed.
Does seem to be on a path.
Well,
That's
you know,
fair.
as much as I like this group of people, I'm just saying we could add a little bit of spice. I look over to where Malik is.
No.
No,
No.
I mean, come on. It would be fun.
Why?
It would be interesting. Imagine the stories.
Oh, I know the stories. My brother took my kingdom from me. Oh, yes.
The stories that could be told. Imagine the great Fiorella. And then everyone else.
Well, I'll take
including
it.
Malik.
But wait, just get Ken Lowe. You want to spend time with him, right? Is this what this is? And if you
No,
say
they're
yes,
just
I won't.
interesting.
If you say yes, I won't. Oh, you know.
They're interesting. I just think it would be fun. You know, I like the companionship of bods.
You know what? It will be interesting. And you know what?
And I'll cast off any of this latent rumors going around.
Yes, well, certainly. So yes, okay, fine. You talked him into it. You You do have a way with words. And from someone else that has a way with words, compliment.
And so Tivian is just going to stretch it out as she gets up from her meditation, feeling amazing, by the way. 1 hit point off of max, so I'm like tip top shape. I'm back ready to go. And I walk over, to like the little group they've got going on, Bandabras, Javi, and Thorn, or the guard, and I'm just like, very interesting. Do you think it's all connected then?
Thorn says definitively yes. And he sort of is absently, the guard, even though wearing plate armor, seems to be sort of rubbing, and it, with all y'all's damn perceptions, you would see, of course, his hand is passing through sort of the illusion, but it's as though, he's there, sort of almost like he doesn't realize his hand has gone up to the left side of his chest, is almost like as though something is burning, or there's something, a memory almost.
I look up at you curiously. Well, then someone has to figure it out. And you seem pretty capable. You seem to know something about something or other, looking at Javi. And you're powerful, I guess. Looking at you, Bandabras. And you seem to know how to be in the right place at the right time. Looking over at the guard. I think we could do it. I think we could figure it out.
If nothing else, we can witness the unfolding of history.
Exactly.
Pope, I think you're muted.
No. This is just me making my consternation faces.
Oh, got you.
I think also Theo's playing the commands behind you, and just kind of like giving you the little like the weird like happy music.
I've heard this conversation before, and I don't like where it's going.
Yes.
I don't know. Darius has a nice thing to say about you here and there.
I have heard this conversation before.
So does a good sister.
I should never have left my town.
But you did. You took a long walk, and now you ended up here. At the beginning of history.
I hate
Come on.
history.
You've got what, like a good 5 years left on you? Make them good.
I would like to think I have more than 5.
I don't know. I think your blood pressure's a little high, honestly.
Javi pulls out his deck of cards and pulls a card, looks at it, goes, yeah, he has more than 5.
See, it'll be a good adventure.
Luck smiles upon him this day.
This doesn't feel lucky.
And that's where we're going to end it
feels-
for
Luck
tonight.
rarely feels lucky.
I love it.
That's where we're going to end it for tonight, because that's a great line. How we all doing? We feeling okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
feeling good.
Yeah. Life is good. You didn't die.
No,
All of
but
these
we
are-
were thoroughly worried the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you know some complex things are going on, and it'll be great for you. Or not. I don't know. It could be either. So, we'll go around, share some love, say where we can find you, all of that good stuff. Don't forget, players, you can drop your links in chat. I'll go last, because I have all the fun stuff to shill and all of that good stuff. But, yeah, why don't we start with PB? We'll go in reverse order. PB, how are you doing? How's life going for you?
Hi. Good. Everything's good. Feeling good. Tiffany's feeling great. Oh man, the beginning of adventure. Let's go. Um, I am PB from at PB Plays Inside, where you can find me on Twitter and Twitch.tv. Also, you can find me over on the Nelly and PB podcast over on YouTube, a podcast I just started with my best friend, where we're doing kind of like a book club sort of dealio. My friend has never read Twilight, and I really want to share some memes with her. Therefore, I'm forcing her to read Twilight with me. And so we're going 3 chapters at a time every week, talking about it. And it's really interesting. Going back in time to when I was a teenager reading through this book. You know, first of all, what a dated book. Second of all, it's fun. So find us over there if that's interesting to you. And you can find me streaming on my own channel Monday through Wednesday, playing random games like Destiny. Also, delighted with just like the turn of events. I love the just nonstop, just like deception after persuasion after deception after persuasion that Thorn had to make tonight. It was just like one thing after another after another. That was so good. So good.
It was fun.
Never try and trick Agnar ever. Apparently,
Look,
Well,
Agnar's got two
Dude, he
things
was
going.
rolling
For
17s. There was no hope, you know. I mean, he's got a plus 12 to it as well, but yeah.
It's almost like he has a feat for that.
You know, almost like.
But why don't we drop down then to Chris? Hey, Chris, how are you? How's life going for you?
Oh, everything is dandy. My name's Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me here on Saturday evenings for this lovely show with this lovely cast. It's the only public thing I have going on right now. But you can also find me over at Start Playing. I've started professionally DMing there as well. So if you're looking for games in which are similar to what you've seen me run, I am open to new opportunities. And as far as Javi is just like, this is where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in these big moments of change. So he's just like, okay, let's do the thing.
I see that. By the way, hashtag if you can, go get Chris to GM for you, Castle Falkenstein. Yes. My recommendation. Also play Castle Falkenstein because it's a great game. And Chris is a great GM for that game. But then, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
oh, doing great. This was fantastic. I love the fighting. I love everybody's kind of like getting together as a group. Kind of like everyone's kind of talking with each other and having different conversations. I love it. I do like just poor Brenda was just trying to like keep shit together, just trying to make sure things go, and it's just like nothing. It's so bad.
I'm here for it. But where can we...
yeah, you can find me at Gremlin Art. We're on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, where you can find my art. There's gonna be a bunch of things. I've been real busy, and a bunch of things are gonna come out, including some stuff I did from the amphitheater just came out. And next time you'll see me is on for Scion on Saturdays. Before this, on the Wine Society, where play Katuna Godling, and we're gonna have a fight, and my character can't fight, does not know how to. We're fighting a demon. I don't know.
Good luck. I wish you well. Don't die. Hey, Jay. How are you? How you feeling? How's life
Doing
going?
good. Yeah, no. So it was fun. being guard 26 tonight, and and running from awful people, and getting to be my yell about my cabbages as I go running, charging into the ballroom. Yeah, no, I'm Tall Squall. You can find me all over the interwebs as Tall Squall, and this is where you can find me role playing and doing stuff like this. So we'll see you next week.
Yep, we will. We will indeed see you next week. It'll be great. And then last but certainly not least, hey Pope, how's life going for you? How are things going?
Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch, working all your streams. Bandiverse is having a time. And I have a distinctive feeling before this story is over, you will make Bandiverse say, "I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane." We will see if that happens. But yeah, no, Javi is Obi-Wan Kenobi confirmed. We will see what other tropes and characters everyone falls into, but this has been an absolute delight, one of the highlights of my week. Between the amazing relationship between Theo and Tibian, and getting to see just that beautiful friendship that casts everyone in the glowing light of a dumpster fire. And then just these incredible moments between Javi and Thorn. And that, again, that's where I'm going with Javi being Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's this entire mind read thing between the two of them, where it's all this subtle body movement, intonation, but they're still both enigmas. It's just like, okay, so there's the Jedi.
Or as the kids once said, game recognized game.
Yeah. No, but this was all amazing, and thank you, Prax, so much for throwing this all together. Hannah, we desperately miss you. Team Grumpy needs you, especially in this moment. And as for this ridiculous face, if you want to see more of it, you get a number of opportunities throughout the week. The weekend's chock full of them. Coming up next is Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, over on Balrog 1911. I believe it's the penultimate episode of Brinkwood, Blood of Tyrants. Our Fey-touched rebels are about to try and heist a crown for a vampiric king and make it so that it brands his forehead with the mark of the rebellion. So see how that plays out, because I'm certain it's not going to go to plan. And then you will see me here on this channel a lot because I am a pug puppy following Prax around. Tomorrow night, I'm super excited because Witcher's back, and folks are in Mahakam, which means I get to go from bearded wizard in a hat to without hat bearded dwarf in Witcher, which has been a dream, and I get to live that. And then on Wednesday at 9 p.m. here on Praxagora Thesmophoria, come see the other dwarf, Aldar, with our favorite dwarf artillerist, played by Prax, in more of Zweihander, The Long Retreat. But also check out Mondays over on Wandering DM. If you enjoy their Scion game, you will definitely enjoy the Montreal by Night vampire. Come see Prax, Trooper, and myself be vampires. It's a delightful time. Some of us are more murderous than others, and it's exciting. And thank you all so much for being here. We're live VOD, YouTube. A story is nothing without its audience. You're much priceless as we are. Take care of yourselves and one another. See you soon.
Well, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you to my wonderful, fabulous players. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. This is the channel. You can find me at DearJadonlan on Twitter, where I get to talk about all the wonderful friends and people and games that I get to do. next we will be back here, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the season premiere of season 4 of Witcher Roads Home. And yes, we will have a Pope as a dwarf. And we will have some other people playing some new people. Some people went through a portal and, just GTFO'd and didn't tell anybody where they were going. So, that's a problem. But we'll find out what that's going on and what's going on in Mahakam when we come back on Sunday. Monday, you can find me with Pope and Trooper over on Wandering DM's channel, where I get to play one of my favorite character archetypes of all time. Look, you hired a Ravnos to do a murder. The Ravnos is going to do a murder and maybe fuck with a lot of people's heads. It's what's going to happen. And then Wednesday again, we'll be here for the long retreat. Last we left off, the ogre is sitting on top. The ogre is, and the Godsworn of Sigmar are sitting on top of the tank. The other dwarf is sitting inside driving the tank, and one perhaps adventurous artillerist, no, not adventurous, problem-solving, solution-finding artillerist is hanging suspended from the cannon of the tank as it's underway, trying to clean out the gun so that you can use it to fire. I'm sure that'll be fine, right? I'm sure. Everything will be fine. But if you want to check any of that out, or if you've missed tonight and you want to check out on all of that, there is the YouTube. It's up. We have one. All of the VODs go there. I try and keep, they're all organized. Check them out. All those good things. But that's it for me. We should check in and send some love out into the world, so that we can see and share some love. So we should raid, and Jim is up playing their they're doing their finale of Invisible Sun. We should send them some love. So that's what we're gonna go do. Have some good one, everybody.